Dear Rajat here, happy to be back after a break, and thank you for all your nice comments, etc. asking after me. Yeah, I was a little busy with some of the recent batches of the launch program and everything, and then I have some of my corporate clients, etc. coming back into action after the Corona lockdown. So just was a tad busy, but I think I've got most of it behind me, and I'm back in the swing now, and really happy to see your contributions, your comments, and all of that. So really happy to be back, and I think I myself have developed a little bit of excitement and addiction with doing these videos and spending time with you folks through the medium of these videos. So really, this thing gives me a great amount of happiness, and I was kind of missing this. so good. So now I have as usual, I have a solid training for you that should kind of make up for time lost. And what I would like you to do is after you through watching this video, then definitely put in your comments, etc. So as usual, I have some notes over here that I'm going to be reading out, and then let's get into it, and then I will give you an action item what to comment in the comment box. Okay. Now, basically, what I'm noticing is what I'm noticing with a lot of the budding entrepreneurs that we have, in the community now that I get to interact with and basically interface with them through the different stages, that there is two different sorts of people. There are people who are extremely excited. They get started. They're like, okay, tell me what. They also have a lot of their own good ideas, great ideas that they come to, and we're like, okay, this idea is good. Let's get going. And usually there are two types of people. There are people who execute through the end, and then there are people who lose steam halfway through, and then life takes over and things like that. The priorities change. And all of them are very committed folks. I just keep getting emails, hey man, Rajat, you're giving me this action items. I was able to do it, not able to do it, and just give me another week, whatever. But the pace at which we arrive at completion, it's kind of two different types of people, and I'm going to be talking to you about the two different types of mindsets so that it helps all of you folks in the community as well. And basically the difference is that in any kind of endeavor, and I speak about this a lot, in any kind of endeavor, the results are going to come through, obviously, through action. The results are going to come through action. Okay. And then action is driven by what we think or kind of what we kind of feel. Let's go into feeling first. Man, these circles, I'm not able to make these circles properly. And then we have something called feelings. Our feeling drives action. Okay, while the feeling is up, we are kind of doing the things, and then over a period of time, feeling kind of goes all, maybe kind of dissipates a little bit, and then the action goes down and things like that. Okay, and then feelings are driven by thoughts. Feelings are driven by thoughts, what we think, which is why I've given you the power audio to listen to every single day, and we talk a lot about the goal cards and writing down your goals and all of that, because right in the morning your thoughts should be focused on the one thing that you need to do in order to get to where you want to go. So you basically open your diary, you write down your goals, this is where I want to go, and then in the first 20-30 minutes you listen to the power audio, and it just gets you focused. It cuts out the noise of day-to-day life and all of that. And this day-to-day life is going to come in the way after the lockdown, because during the lockdown there was a lot of time, there was a lot of focus. But all of this other stuff, now you have to get in your car, go to your office or whatever it is. And that thing, the pressure of daily life is going to start affecting the daily thoughts that you get. There's going to be a million more thoughts coming into your head because, daily life. And then getting your thoughts focused is very, very important. Okay. And then definitely I feel that our thoughts are guided by our core beliefs. Thoughts are guided by our core beliefs. Okay, and I remember when I was starting out in this whole, just shifting my career from medicine to sales and marketing to entrepreneurship and all that. Literally the most difficult work that had to be done was changing the core beliefs, and that took a long time. It took literally 10 to 15 years to change core beliefs into what they are today. And I'm thankful that during that time I had different mentors to guide me, so I could just kind of follow in their footsteps and all of that. And better lighting. Okay. Okay, so I could follow into their footsteps and things like that. And, I'm very, very grateful for that journey, because during those times, I don't think that singularly I had the toughness that was required to stay through the different distractions and all the different difficulties that life poses to you. And in today's times, there are not so many difficulties. There are just distractions, right? Nobody has a problem of putting food on the table, but there's just so much of distraction that we think this is important, that is important, I got to do this, I got to do that. And then our thoughts get dissipated. And then core beliefs are something that drive our thoughts. So these core beliefs have to be trained for years and years and years with deep focus over time. There are two different kinds of core beliefs of people who go all the way to success, and people who kind of lose steam halfway. And I'm going to be talking to you about the two different types, right? So the type A and type B, or not even types. I'm just going to say option 1. Okay, there is no scientific basis behind this or anything. These are just some of my observations that I have seen recently, working with some of you folks and things like that. Okay, so option 1 is a person who says, I am not an expert at this. I am not an expert at this. So first I need to be an expert. I need to get all of the information under the sun. I need to literally just, read all of the different things that are going on the internet, different things that are going on in the entrepreneurship space, read all of the magazines, all of the books, watch all of the videos and do all of the training programs so that people listen to what I have to say tomorrow, right? And a lot of the things that we do are selfie video and community building before we do a business launch. So, people are like, okay, that could be you, right? Okay, I'm not an expert. How can I put myself out there? How can I put my message out there? I'm not an expert. So first I need to become an expert. Okay. And then the second thing is they think that, because we're talking a lot about putting yourself out there, although not in the public domain. I'm going to be talking about that in just a second. But at some point you have to put yourself out there. Today's businesses are all personality driven. They are not brand driven. They are not marketing driven. They are personality driven. And even the big industrialists are now moving into the personality driven line. Just to give you perspective, people buy a Tata car today because they want to do business with Ratan Tata. Simple. Okay, simple. The only one reason that people buy a Tata car today is because they want to do business with Ratan Tata. Now, Ratan Tata has established himself as a personality by putting himself out there again and again, coming out with press releases, talking about different things, having that whole patriotic angle and all of that. And sure, that the Tata Group's contributions to, even on a nationalistic level, in the economy are just so significant that, but they have established themselves that this is what our core theme is, this is what our core message is, and this is why today people want to do business with them. Okay, so in times of strife, when decisions are being taken, in the down market, people gravitate towards a personality they agree with psychologically, and they say, I want to do business with them, right? So today's times demand that your business is going to be personality driven. Okay, so people say, hey, I don't look so good. Like my whatever English is not so good, or my video skills are not so good, or I don't look so good, I don't talk so well, I'm not that confident, etc., etc. They think like that. These are the core beliefs that are driving scary thoughts, that are driving all kinds of confusing feelings, and that are causing you not to take the right action and not reach the result. Okay, and then I don't have the time. This other thing has come up, my health has gone down suddenly, my kids have, we talk about this during the 30 to 90 day program, where I say it takes only 90 days to go from 0 to 100 in today's times, because stuff has become really, really simple. You can compete with any big brand today in any market today and actually come out on top. But during this 90 days, stuff is going to go all over the place. Your kids are going to fall sick, you're going to fall sick, the different things are going to happen. The power is going to go out in the house. All kinds of emergencies will happen. I don't know. The universe works that way. When you're trying to make a positive change, that is when the universe will test you. Okay. So all of these things are happening, and a lot of people are like, oh, suddenly I was, this whole emergency has happened. And I totally agree with you. My heart goes out to you. But this is to be expected. It is the universe's way of testing you, right? So people say, hey, I suddenly don't have the time anymore. This has happened, that has happened, etc., etc. Okay. And then they say that doing things like building a business or entrepreneurship entrepreneurship or sales or marketing or doing a bunch of video, etc. is difficult. Okay. So I have seen people who are in the community who have better business ideas than I ever had. I envy them. I'm like, dude, you are probably much smarter than I ever was. They are faster in the technical skills to implement than I ever was, because I'm still learning this stuff. I'm pretty bad at this stuff. Yeah? I just forgot to turn on the light before turning on the video, right? So all of this stuff, right? They are probably better in many ways, that they're so good, but in their mindset, deep inside, it's like, hey, when the time comes to do the sales, when the time comes to do the selfie video, and the time comes to go to market, they're like, hey, it's difficult, so I need to study more. Okay, that is what I call, there are some people who are afraid of failure, and then there are some who are afraid of success. There are some that are afraid of success. So when at the point of executing, when you say, hey, now is the time to make sales, and this is the time to put myself out, is the time to get my message out. At that point, if you say, hey, now I got to stop, I got to just reorganize and get my thoughts organized and just learn a bunch about sales and marketing and all. The whole thing is given in the program, dude. You just have to follow 1, 2, 3, 4, boom, done. Right? we have video courses in there which teach you how to become a video expert in 2 days flat and things like that, right? But if it takes you more than 2 days, then there is a problem. There is a core beliefs issue. Yeah, you may not be afraid of failure, but you may be afraid of success. Okay, this happens usually at the last moment, right before launch. It's like the jeepers, man. Okay, then there are the other kinds of people. Okay, they say I don't need to be an expert. These are the people who will become successful. Okay, I don't need to be an expert. They will launch even when they're not ready. They will launch when things are not perfect. They will launch ahead of time, all of that. Okay, they say, I don't need to be an expert. Let me go out and try this. And that is a mentality that works very well in today's market. You don't need to be super prepared and all of that, right? You just need some basic components in place. Okay, so if you're in the launch program, you have the whole digital product formula. All you got to do is just master that niche clarity blueprint. Literally, like within 5 days, and the video production mastery. Within 5 days, you're ready, man. You're ready. How much more ready do you want to be? Right? Okay, I don't need to be an expert. Okay, my English is not so good. My video is not so good. Trust me, dude, the more imperfect it is, the better you will work, because people will gravitate towards you, because the human angle, the connection is there. Okay, so I don't need to be perfect. Need to be perfect. I don't need to be perfect. Okay. Then if they don't have the time, they say, this is a priority, I will create the time. I will create the time. Okay, you create the time. I've spoken to you about how when the slowdown happened, I was like, okay, I'll never get this time back again. I will never get this time back again, because my clients were off for a month. Everything was off, so I had the time. What I did was I stopped cooking, eating, cleaning, any of that crap. I've shown you that whole personal stuff, right? I used to cook my own food, put it in the fridge and eat straight from the fridge, like 4 days at a time, right? I reduced my meals from 3 per day to 2 per day, because the less meals there are, the less energy you have to spend to digest a meal, and you can work 13 hours a day and all of that stuff. Okay, so you have to create the time, and that's what I did. Was in my own personal, I'm just sharing my story. This is not boasting or anything, but I had to make sacrifices to make this happen, because I said this time is never going to be back, right? This time is never going to come back. So I need to create the time. And then people say, I'm not good at sales, I'm not good at marketing, and this is something I want to spend 5 minutes on. They go into all kinds of different areas. They say, hey, why don't I put up my stuff on YouTube? Why don't I put up my stuff on Coursera or something? What are those things? My Udemy and all of that. Why don't I put up my product on Amazon? So basically, the issue is you don't want to do your own sales and marketing. Okay, and unless you do your own sales and marketing, your product is not going to move, because there is a glut of products in the market. Okay, everything that you do that you think is unique is not. There are 100,000 different other companies, product movers out there who under different brands are moving similar products. Okay, you can just go to Amazon and check out. Just put what your product is and check out. There'll be at least 1,000 more products. And you think you will price 5 rupees less. The algorithm will price the other ones 10 rupees less tomorrow. So at the Amazon algorithm, you cannot compete with the Amazon algorithm, even if you're a supplier on the platform. Okay, so your product will probably not move very much. Okay, and you have to learn and you have to do your own sales and marketing. Okay, that is actually the basis of the lean startup. That is the basis of the lean startup. You have to do your own sales and marketing. In fact, even if you don't have a product, you can source a product from the marketplace, put your own label on it and move it in the marketplace. Okay, so so you have to self-sell and self-market. Self-sell and self-market. Okay, now there are some justified mental blocks. There are some justified mental blocks. For example, when I started my own, planning my own consultancy business, etc., back in 2015-16, after we had sold the company, I still needed to stick with the company for a little bit in order to get paid my stock money out, and they usually have some time period during which they pay you out. And I was getting hungry to go out into the market again. I'm that kind of a guy who, I like being the whole hotshot corporate honcho and, having my name and photo in the papers and all. Some of you have seen that stuff. And I enjoyed that limelight, but at my heart, I was planning to go out and do something new in the marketplace. This is back in 2015. And I realized I cannot put myself out there, till I get paid out and things like that. Because that money had been earned over, we had built that startup and sold it over a period of 7-8 years. So obviously that money was significant and the time invested in that venture was significant. So I needed to cash out. So what I did was I have developed this methodology which is called nuclear submarine marketing strategy, where where you don't put yourself out till your launch date. Okay, so all your marketing and everything happens in a targeted laser beam fashion, and nobody comes to know, like, if you have like friends, colleagues, relatives, superiors, your boss and your company, your employer, that you don't want them to find out that you're planning something for your own financial future. Then we follow this strategy, which is called the nuclear submarine strategy, which is we operate under the radar till the time to strike comes. Okay, people only find out when the bomb is hit. And by that time, you're already in the money. In fact, I have mastered the strategy to the point where you can actually go for 6 months to a year to 2 years and collect your first 25 lakh rupees without anyone even knowing that this thing is happening. But make no mistake that you will have to put yourself out there in some shape or form and at some point of time. Okay, these businesses of today are all brand or all personality driven. They're not brand driven. So you do have to do the selfie videos, you do have to learn the technology and all, and then you can utilize the algorithms and all of the other tools and techniques we teach for the, in the whole nuclear submarine approach. But the core belief of not wanting to do your sales and marketing will make you and keep you a poor person in this market or in any other market, because the die has been cast. You cannot roll back the internet, you cannot roll back social media, you cannot roll back the economy, which is a glutted, oversupplied economy where the only value that you can bring is optimization. And this optimization you have to sell to people based on human connection and community building. There is no two ways about it. Even 20 years later, things are not going to change. So you have to decide that that you have to master these skills. And like I said, I'll teach you all the tools and techniques to keep it under the radar. You have some of you have justifiable doubts saying, I don't want my employer to know this, that, the other. That's cool. I will help you to keep it under the radar so that till the time you're ready, you don't need to declare anything, any of this stuff. But the core belief system that says, I will not sell, I will make, you will always be poor and you will be bankrupt. I just want to give you the hard news first. Okay, you will be poor and you will be bankrupt within 3 months of launching your business. Okay, so that is not an option. So you have to get these core beliefs right. Okay, people who are successful say, I'll do my own sales and marketing. I'll figure it out myself. I'll create the time. I don't need to be perfect. That's me. That's it. And then I don't need to be an expert. Okay. And all of the expertise, the basic skills, etc., that you need, you will be taught to you. Okay. So now what I want you to do is that one more thing. The people over here think that it's all about me. The core belief system is it's all about me. I have to look cool. I have to be smart. I have to be professional. I have to have a Ferrari in the video background in order to impress people. That's when I'll be comfortable selling to them or putting myself out there. They think all about themselves. Okay. These people are like, who can I help and how can I help? So how can I serve? How can I serve? Which is why this whole my own business, which is the StartupFrat community and the Startup Launch Program, my own business, when I built in this group, I've collected, like, now we have, thanks to all of you guys, efforts, references and all of that, kind comments and involvement. We are 6,000 plus, so congratulations on that. But I never show my car and all of these, this other thing, this all bank balance stuff and all of that stuff, because if you can serve, people will connect with you. So this is a live experiment I did over 3 months, where I said that even if nobody knows who you are, and even if you do not show off, what your wealth and all of that achievements and all of that crap, then with the right kind of message and with serving the community, you can still make it. Okay. And then within the first 90 days, I hit, this particular brand, which is the StartupFrat brand, hit a 6-figure. It pays for itself. So the revenues are 6 figures plus every single month and all of that. And this was achieved within 90 days because I wanted to do this as a live experiment on live video with your guys' involvement that said, you don't have to be special. You don't have to show off. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be any of this stuff. All you have to do is, can I solve someone's problem? Can I put this thing out there every single day and people will gravitate towards me and a community will form around me. Okay. So your mindset needs to be, how can I serve, rather than how can I be cool? How can I look cool? How can I be perfect and all of that? Okay. This is the core difference. So your core beliefs will drive your thoughts, will drive your feeling, will drive your actions. We have the whole goal cards, the whole goal system. We have the whole daily action and all of that. But none of this stuff will work if at the core you think that you have to be cool versus what value you can bring and how can you serve. Okay, so this is it from my side. I hope this training was useful. What I would like you to do is, for whatever reason, okay, if you feel you're an option 1 person, I want you to put yourself out there and write in the comments, I'm an option 1 person. And I will personally reach out to you one-on-one. And I will try to figure out which ones of these beliefs is self-limiting and probably try to help you out of these beliefs. If you're option 2, guaranteed option 2, I want you to write option 2. Okay, I want you to write which one are you. Are you option 1 or option 2? Okay, show me some love because I have shown up after like almost a week plus of not being around. So I would like us to get the whole interaction and everything started. And if for whatever reason you write option 1, I will personally reach out to you on Messenger and we will have a quick conversation on which ones are these limiting beliefs or what is there in your mind that I can help you through. Okay, so look forward to receiving your comments and I'll see you tomorrow or day after. We will keep this whole video stuff up and running now. Thank you. Nice to meet you again. Bye-bye.